Yo, this is Joel Davis,
And I'm Gracie Davis,
and this is Greater Than Real Estate.
where we go deep to find out who you really are beyond real estate. All right, well, welcome to Greater Than Real Estate. Today we have Bre Williams on the podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
We're so excited to be interviewing her and just learning more about her. So I'll go ahead and start off just by letting you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into real estate.
Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I am originally from Arizona, so I've been in Texas for about 7 years now. Went by way faster than I thought.
Wow.
I came from a background in social work, so I knew I still liked working with people, and I wanted to help and make a difference. But as one of my instructors joked about, that now I just want to get paid for it. So, yes, I joined Keller Williams, and I have since, in the last year, joined a small team with one other individual. We joined to create Inscape Homes. That is our team name, and we've been absolutely killing it, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about what brought you from Arizona to Texas.
Well, I was still in social work, so I knew that I loved my little college mountain town, but it probably wasn't going to be my forever place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like Texas would have a lot more opportunity and things to do and traveling and being so close to DFW. I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense for jetting in and out of town, and my sweet sister was here. We're only about 2 years apart in age, so we've always been super close. And she went to Texas Christian, and every birthday, so my birthday falls over Labor Day weekend, so every birthday I was booking a trip to come out to Texas and do something here. So I was like, okay, Texas feels like a great fit. I got a great opportunity to move out here, continuing to do social work, and I was like, yep, I think I honestly got a job offer in like 2.5 weeks. Put in my notice and I was driving out here.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Moved straight in with my sister. So I was like, okay, when opportunity comes knocking, I went jumping.
Yeah.
So.
And you
yeah.
and your sister are twins, right?
No, but
y'all
we
just
look
like
alike.
twins.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think when we do live together, our mannerisms and the way we speak and talking with our hands, like everything mimics very twinly. So we get it all the time. Yep.
What's the age gap between you guys?
21 months.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
So
how
very close.
Me and my older brother are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she
people
weren't a
thought we
little
were
bit
twins,
taller,
too.
then I feel like
Yeah.
everyone would be like, wait. It's so funny. We work out together every day at Lifetime, and people will just start like kind of looking at us. Or like if she goes to the weight rack to grab something and then I come, they're like,
Wait, were you just here?
So it's gotten really, I think because we have lived together for like the last 2 years, it got a lot, quote unquote, worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty great.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I used her fake ID, so it worked for something.
It worked out for you.
Yep.
That's funny. So what are y'all's favorite things to do in Texas? Because I know you were newer to Texas.
Mhm.
She kind of already had her friend group or things she loved to do, or did y'all kind of like figure that out together?
Yeah, to be honest, I moved to Texas in 19, so that was right before COVID. And so I had a girlfriend that lived here that we had actually been friends since kindergarten. So like she was here in Fort Worth, so that was awesome. And then I had 2 other friends from high school that I knew that were also in the area, but my circle was very small. Yeah. And so I poured into work naturally, working like 50, 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
But because I lived with my sister, it was really easy. Just like her and I would fall into of, okay, let's work out together. Let's make dinner together. Let's hang out on the weekend. Let's grocery shop. Like we became very routine and had a system. But as an adult, making new friends, like that is, you're like, okay, well, I don't have a sorority connection. I don't have my college friends all right here. Mm-hmm. And then gyms were closed and social events were closed. So it was kind of hard, like meeting new girlfriends and getting new friends.
Yeah.
But yes, like my sister has naturally become my built-in best friend for many years. So that was fantastic. And then honestly, I feel like for social work, that was easy to pour into and not worry about anything else. And so when I stepped back from that job and being in real estate, like I truly do have so many girlfriends now in real estate, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
But am a big fan of the stockyards. I do love the stockyards. So going down in Fort Worth and just all the food and all the events that happen down there has been really fun. We actually are going to, Cameron Marlowe is playing on Friday night at Billy Bob's. So going to a little concert there on Friday. But yeah, just kind of plugging away. I've actually been spending more time like Frisco Star, like going up more north for me. So that's been fun. And then I just bought a house in Decatur. So most of my free time has been rehabbing that labor of love.
Those are always fun.
Yes. It was it was a lot.
Yeah, I think when we did our first house, after we rehabbed it, after I was like, okay, 1, I'll never do this again. 2, there's a reason why you pay people to do this stuff because it's just...
Well, we're going to do it again, but you just mean we're not going to physically do the labor.
Oh, no, never.
Yeah.
We're going to hire someone.
I know some really great contractors. But it is, like, when you have the capacity to, like, be in person and see your trades coming in and out, see the quality of work that they're doing or not doing, or learning what, you know, communication style you are and what someone else may not be at all.
Yeah.
So it was a very great learning experience, and I do fortunately have a really good like general contractor that helped orchestrate everything, which made all the difference in the world.
I think the cool thing that you did in that a lot of people struggle to see, because I don't know if they have the vision to do it, but finding a home that has the right floor plan you want, maybe the shade of wallpaper may not be the right color that you want, but you see the vision and you tap into the equity and basically fix all the things around it and make your home worth so much more than basically buying a home that is completely renovated, that has no type of equity that you can tap into by fixing it. So I think that's hard for a lot of people to treat their home as an investment.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone ever stays on their true construction budget. So maybe, didn't do the best there, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Keep it for a few years, rent it out. It's fine.
Yeah.
So you moved from Arizona to Texas. Mm-hmm. Have you learned how to two-step?
Not really.
No? Not about it?
I'm just not really coordinated enough for dancing. Safer for everyone for me not to be on the dance floor.
So when you go to Billy Bob's, you're just
what are you
like
gonna do?
in the little concert area. You're not doing.
So we alternate between like seats and sitting down below. It kind of depends, like who we're going with and what the people are. Like, granted, yes, if I dance with someone who knows what they're doing, I can fake it and make it. He'll make me look good. But most of the time, like we'll grab dinner, like a late dinner down there, grab a drink, and then go to the concert, and then grab our seats, and then. Most of the time when you're seated, they don't let you like stand up and dance really much, I feel, especially. And then after COVID, like it was so jam packed for so long that they like stopped allowing like, I don't know. I feel like it got so jam packed for a while in the general standing areas that you couldn't actually move around and dance much. And I didn't purposely go on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Not where you're going to find me. I'm like, I can sway and like kind of move, but that's not it. That's all you want to see me doing. Yeah. I can do enough moves to be dangerous, but other than that, no.
My favorite concert at Billy Bob's was Josh Turner.
Oh, yeah.
He's my favorite singer, though. Like,
country He has a cool voice.
He just has, such an interesting voice.
Yeah.
And I just, I love Billy Bob's too. I love like the whole vibe. I'm definitely a Fort Worth girl, not like a Dallas girl. So.
Yeah. I think Lady A, can't say their full old name. Anyway, Lady A, I think that was one of my favorite concerts that we went to. Really? The vocals on them, it was insane. Yeah. I think we were just like jaw drop awestruck the entire time listening to them. So that's and that was one that we were like, it's just a concert. Like we'll go. We're like putting all of our eggs in one basket, but it was amazing.
Wow.
Yep.
So do you have a go-to spot when it comes to food in the stockyards or Fort Worth? Okay,
so if I'm feeling my bougie self, it's Katerina's for the like high-end Italian, delicious. Yeah. But it's like an event. You literally have to check your phone when you get in. Did you know that?
No.
What?
Yeah. So you literally, as if you're going to a concert or something, or it's mostly comedy shows, I think, that make you like drop your phone so you can't record all the good content.
Oh, really?
But they like lock your phone at the front, so it's encouraging human interaction. God forbid you don't get to be on your phone or scan a QR code to know what you're going to eat. So Katerina's is very beautiful, high end, wonderful experience. But otherwise, I really do like the Mexican food down there. It's all Tim Love.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a few steaks at Drover, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little overpriced for what it is.
What's your take on Joe T's?
I have never been to Joe T.
What?
Garcia's. I
Are
have
you
never
kidding
been.
You've never waited in that like
No.
2-mile line to get in.
Your
I
sister
always-
hasn't been either?
She absolutely has.
Okay, yeah, I
Absolutely.
was
Yeah.
about to
In
say.
college, that was a prime spot
Yeah.
for cheap marks. And
Yeah, exactly.
Don't they only have 2 things on the menu? It's like enchiladas or fajitas or something
Yeah,
like that.
fajita.
Fajitas.
Basically.
I'll go on a pulpit right here. Best fajitas ever.
Ooh.
I get argued a lot with
Best
that. but yeah.
fajitas.
Some
Okay.
people are like, just stop, Joel.
Are you a beef or a chicken?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both.
Interesting.
The combo.
Yeah. No, I've still yet to go there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear that Taylor Sheridan might be buying it or something, right?
Who's that?
Who's that? Yellowstone?
Oh, what? Okay.
He's the director.
Oh, he's the director?
of
Oh,
all
okay.
of like
And
Yellowstone
he's
and all of
buying
his
Joe
spinoffs.
T's?
He has property here in Weatherford, so
Oh,
he's a local.
he's a.
Wow.
Well,
Very interesting.
fun fact I learned right there.
You're welcome. My
Well-
day is complete. I taught someone something
Yeah.
new today.
We'll have to go to Joe T's with you
Yeah.
soon.
Till a little date
That'll
night.
be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got from social work and now you're into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the connection between that? What made you get into real estate?
Other than liking people and wanting to help but getting paid for it.
Yes. Other than that.
I mean, I feel like I've been able to work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and so the education piece is really important to me.
Yeah.
People don't know necessarily how much you can negotiate also, so that's been a fun little competition.
The competition.
I have a competitive spirit, so
Okay.
sometimes numbers are fun for me to compete with of like, okay, well
Mm.
you want to ask for 5, but let's try 6,500 and like let's see if we can
Yeah.
get it. If anything, they just say no, but if we don't ask, they're always going to say no.
That's exactly what I
So-
tell people. I'm like, it's already a no if you don't ask.
Hmm.
Right.
So I try to do everything I can to help put my clients in a better position than before they would have met me. And also, I like to see how many thousands of dollars I've saved my clients by working with me. I think there's been a lot of conversations lately about, what does a realtor really do? And are they
Yeah.
just opening doors or hosting open houses or posting on social? Like, who are you and what's your value add? And so I feel like with everything going on in the world, I'm really trying to hone in on what my value add is, what working with me will look like,
Yeah.
what I'm going to teach you during the process. No dumb question is ever a dumb question. If I don't know it, I'm going to find out the right answer by asking someone else. But if I can't find that, also like inspections, most of the time, inspection reports you get and they're 30, 40 pages and it sounds like the house is an absolute disaster and it's terrifying and you're like, oh no, I don't want to buy this. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, let me educate you on what these things actually mean, what fixing them could cost, what we want to ask for in repairs and negotiations, and if it still makes sense for you, like knowing what their true walkaways are. And so I've really liked the education piece with my clients and then just seeing the client wins. And then I joke with my clients, like, it's not just a transaction. Like, you're stuck with me. I want to know the anniversaries. I want to know the birthdays. I want to know what's going on in your kids' lives or your family's lives or next steps. And so it's been really fun.
That's awesome. So you've been in it for 2 years. What do you think has got you to the level that you're at in 2 years? Because a lot of the big fail rate, I think it's like 80% of people fail within their first 2 years. What has made you, 1, not fail, but 2, be so successful in your first 2 years?
Not to be super cliche, but like failure wasn't an option. I had worked for other people for several years and I had different managers and there were styles that I liked and didn't like and picked up on. And so I was like, I want to be super passionate and put all my eggs in one basket where I'm pursuing this full throttle and I need to make money from it. So failure was not an option. So I feel like I put all my energy and efforts into it. I host open houses all the time. My follow-up game is really strong. My communication is really strong. My referral partners have started to be a very helpful business piece to continuing to grow. My clients have started sending me repeat business and referring me out. That's been really helpful. My business partner, she's also incredible to work with, and our network within Keller Williams Southlake has been really great where I can say yes to a lot of opportunities and have immediate people and agents to tap into as well.
Yeah. So with that being said, is there any like mentors that have really helped you throughout this process?
I feel like I have a few. I definitely like So when I first joined, our office had our awards banquet pretty quick into the year. And so I attended that, and I saw all these agents like going up on the award stage and walking away with awards and plaques and numbers, and like just seeing that I was like, okay, you're successful, you're successful, you're successful. I want that. And so I literally would go to, we have a agent leadership committee or council, I think it's council, ALC. So I would literally start talking to all of those agents that are higher producing to be like, okay, what did you do? What worked for you? How can I do what you do?
Yeah.
Do you need showing help? Do you need open house help? Reach out to me. So as far as a specific mentor, when I joined Keller Williams, Dustin Wright was our team lead at the time. And so he is just a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Kay and I often call it like the Dustin derail, where his brain is just constantly flowing ideas. And so it's really fun to see really big pictures, but then it's like, okay, wait, tap the brakes. I'm overwhelmed. Like, let's bring it down a few notches and, you know, refocus. But he's really helpful just of like staying on track and knowing why you're doing, what your value add is, how to have the hard conversations to negotiate for yourself and advocate for yourself. Fortunately, our office has been having these conversations about, you know, buyer agent commissions and what that's going to look like, or how it could impact buyer's agents versus selling and when you go to a listing. And so we've fortunately been talking about it for a while, so it's not super uncomfortable, but knowing how to say like, hey, this is what I bring to the table. This is how much it costs to work with me, but here's all the things you're going to get because you are working with me. Yeah. So he's been a really great mentor and someone I can call on to help out. And then Kay, obviously I love and respect that woman. Hence why I chose to partner and work with her every day and align our business goals and models together. And then just my like sweet fam. They've been able to hear all the highs and lows of real estate and all the conversations. And my stepdad has really encouraged me to be an entrepreneur and pursue working for myself and like feeding my own pipeline of people and networking. So I feel like I'm really fortunate to have such a supportive group of mentors that I love and respect and look up to.
Yeah, and I think it's so important that we're willing to seek out like guidance, because I think that's a huge thing that I've struggled with, even like when I was in my early years of just starting like insurance. I was like, I'm not asking anyone for help. Like, I'm just gonna figure it out and I'm gonna do my own thing. And that's something Joel's like really helped me with, because he was always just so willing to be like asking for help and like getting mentorship, and that's just something I've never really thought to do. So I admire you for doing that.
I think there's a difference of asking for help when you are totally competent and able to do it, instead of asking for help to figure out a better way. Because there's so many better ways out there, and if you think there's not a better way, you're wrong.
Yep.
Like, and I think that was going to be my follow-up question for you, like the humility to be able to come up to somebody and be like, look, like, I want to know what you know. Has that been something you've always done? Like, was that easy for you to do, or was that getting you out of your comfort zone to be able to do that?
So again, when I first started, I was attending a ton of classes and going to a ton of just as much information as I could absorb and, you know, throw everything at a wall and see what sticks kind of thing. One of the classes I went to, there was a woman who was presenting. Her name is Fran Hoover. She's she's pretty successful in our office at South Lake. And she said, know when to keep your mouth shut. That is your best tool. And you don't need to be the smartest person in the room or have all the answers. And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I have to be the one that tells my clients everything, and I have to know. And so I was at an open house one of my first few weekends when I was hosting, and someone asked me a question, and immediately I heard her voice say, keep your mouth shut. And so I was like, you know what? Let me check with the listing agent and confirm. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but let me just double check. What's the good contact information? I'll get right back to you. Yeah. And thank goodness I didn't try to just trust my gut and fumble through it, because I would have been wrong. And then they would have thought I was, silly for just coming up with the wrong information, and that would have made them probably not trust me or want to work with me because I gave them wrong information right at the get-go.
Yeah.
So learning to keep my mouth shut is definitely not something I'm used to, but I've learned that it's much better to take that pause, make sure, double check, and then get back to someone.
Yeah.
Gracie would probably say, I need to learn that too.
With me. Yeah, like you need to start asking me before you start saying stuff to people, not work related, but just life.
Just life related.
Yeah, I'm like, Joel, why'd you say that?
Yeah.
It's good though. I mean, it's good comedy.
Joel's he's the talker between us, which is funny because I always thought I was an extrovert until I married him, and then I was like, I'm an introvert compared to this guy. So, well, anyways, so moving on, I would love to talk about some of like your client experiences. So tell us about some great client experiences, some rocky roads that you had to go through on certain transactions, things like that. We'd love to hear about.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've definitely had, as everyone likes to say, some really high highs, some really low lows. The market is continuing to always evolve and change, which makes things really fun. But I'd say if I had to pull like one scenario that really has stuck with me, it would be I was representing the buyer. It was a house in Dallas. We were working together, and she had probably some bad experiences with realtors prior, so she came out of the gates hot. And just like our conversations were very blunt, and it felt like there was a tone, and I have since been told I have golden retriever energy, so I like to be positive and upbeat, and I'm energetic, and like I want to have good rapport with you. It's really important to me. And so when I feel like you don't like me, it makes me work even harder. And so that's how a lot of the conversations were for the first several weeks, trying to work together and establish rapport. And I just felt like I was trying, and we weren't breaking that barrier. So that was hard. And when we finally found a home, we went in, and I had to kind of change their perspective on the negotiations and the benefits of putting together a solid offer that hopefully would, incentivize the sellers to want to take it, so that then we could further negotiate anything with repairs needed and or seller concessions. And they had partnered with a loan officer prior to meeting me, had been working with them, had rapport, and so they wanted to keep working with that individual. And I was like, okay, that's your prerogative, support that, okay. And we got under contract, had the inspection report done. There were several things we needed to negotiate. We were able to negotiate quite a bit. However, during our third-party financing, things drastically took a quick turn. And from the original terms that they were qualified for, it then doubled. And they were having to bring more cash to close, and the whole situation was about to blow up. And so we scheduled a call with the loan officer and my clients, and we're just trying to work through what absolutely had changed and what was happening. And the conversation got really ugly very quickly. I have never had that experience with anyone in this field, lenders, title, real estate attorneys. I have never had the conversation that was had that night. And my clients, of course, did not respond well, and they were like, we're done. We're pulling out of this whole deal. Terminate, send us the contract. We're done. We don't want to work with this person anymore. We don't want this house even. None of this is worth it. Ooh. And, of course, I was on vacation. Did I mention that? Because everything blows up when you're on vacation.
Always.
I don't know. It's great on one aspect to continue to book trips because business is going to go. But it's also I'm trying to come back from dinner and shower and get ready. And I'm writing a contract and I'm negotiating. I'm talking. And it was very stressful. Mm-hmm. But we did terminate. And there was just nothing my clients felt. And so, of course, I supported them in that time of hey, this was not the best situation financially. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Let's not move forward. But then a few weeks after, I had, of course, been keeping an eye on the house, seeing if it went back under contract, if there were any price reductions, just kind of keeping them up to date on what was going on. And the listing agent and I were staying in contact, and she had reached back out and was like, hey, what would your clients need in order to make this happen? And of course, when I said the seller concession amount, she was like, I don't think my clients will go for it, blah, blah, blah. And so I was able to further negotiate with her to get that max seller contributions in order for it to offset the difference that their initial financing terms were in order to make it still go through. And so then we were able to close 3 weeks later on that house.
Oh my gosh.
That's nuts.
That was a huge win.
Yeah.
And now she is the one who says I have golden retriever energy. So I'm like, wait, you did like me. Okay, this is great. But and she's turned into a great client that I love working with, and I really do think we'll be together for life, where she knows that she can trust me. I have her best interest at heart, and it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to that lender.
Right.
Never. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But so you talked about the golden retriever energy. Have you always been a positive person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What do you think that stems from?
I mean, my parents growing up, like our childhood, I'd like to think I came from a great family that was really supportive. Everyone was really hands-on.
Yeah.
Showed up to a lot of, like, we were very active kids, so all three always showed up. My mom, dad, stepdad. Very good relationship, good family.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So in an industry where lots of highs and lows, we know a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
Really, really low lows.
Yeah. So how do you overcome those lows? I mean, having a golden retriever energy is great, but there's times where that's not enough. What helps you get out of those somewhat valleys that you go through?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's hard not to view, like, your self-worth through your productivity.
Yeah.
And this is something I'm still struggling with, to say, like, okay, wait, I didn't have this X number of transactions.
Yeah.
What the heck did I do all month? What did I do? I did something wrong, or like, what did I do differently that set me back now? Because most of the time what you're doing, right now in this present moment is setting you up for 60 to 90 days out.
Yep.
Right.
And so then it's really like, well, wait, what was I doing 2 months ago that now? And so it's hard. It's hard not to measure your productivity with your self-worth of, well, wait, I was a loser this month. Like, I didn't have transactions. I didn't make as much money as I wanted.
Yeah.
And being, 1099, it's, you gotta hustle and you gotta work for it.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, I definitely have a really great therapist. I'm a really great therapist that I see and just kind of keep checking in with. But I will say that's one of the benefits of working with someone who's been in the industry for the last almost 10 years.
Yeah.
She has seen so many highs and lows.
Yeah.
And then our office being able to, like, just talk to other agents and be, what are you doing? What's going well? Or, hey, I'm having a really bad week. Can we just chat? Or reaching out to some of our partners that, have been really good friends of, they've been in the industry, they have seen really high lows, and you can talk to them through situations. And then just trying to, tap back into my self-care routines and just take care of, focus on family and friends and having some, hey, book a vacation. That's when business picks up. So I'm like, okay, I guess.
We can book a
it's
vacation
slow. Here we
every
go.
weekend. Here we go.
And then just knowing I have a really good support system in place with friends and family, and working out and going. The dogs are always great. My sister really does have a golden retriever, so it works out perfectly.
Gotta be golden
Is the
retriever.
golden retriever you or an actual dog?
Right? Yeah. Like, it's really good. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I bounce back on, and just, I am very goal oriented, so I reflect back on, okay, well, this didn't work, this is what I'm doing differently, and again, I'm all in on this career and staying in it and making sure that it is profitable, and I want to make sure that my business aligns with my future goals. And so just kind of some days, you let yourself have the bad day, and then you're like, okay, and next, moving on.
That's good.
That's, I think, two things I got from that is, the first thing is controlling the things that you can control, which is what we talk about every day. I mean, things are going to happen. Circumstances are going to come. You can only control your attitude and your effort. And if you can control that, then things are going to pan out. And then the other thing with that is, like, having community around you. That's something that we talk about a lot, is that's so important, is just having that support system, having that community that you can turn to, that reminds you of your worth, reminds you of who you are and why you're doing what you're doing, and helps you through those hard, times. So we definitely value those things as well.
Yeah.
So with that being said, success, a lot of people measure success differently. And in this industry, there's agents who measure their success based on transactions and measure it based on the amount of revenue they brought in. What do you, measure your success based off of? And what have you learned like over the years?
Yeah, I think I'm still in that bucket where it might be more of my competitive spirit. It might be because I'm hungry and new and I'm wanting to, have a number of transactions every year. Like if they say the average realtor does, 8 transactions in their first year, I was like, okay, my goal's 12. Yeah. If they say in your second year the number that you should do is 18, I'm like, okay, it's at least 24. So constantly trying to motivate myself that way where I want to be a little above average where I know. And then again, actually crunching the numbers of like, okay, well, I need to actually do this much to afford my mortgage and my life and my constant expenses. So again, that is probably something I'm struggling with recognizing, okay, well, I didn't have 5 transactions this month. What did I even do? And measuring my success of, well, if I compare to this realtor and this realtor, like, look at what they're doing and look at what happened. Like, oh, no, I'm behind. So I think to some point and some degree, I do measure my success based on how much my goals I hit. So I set attainable but measurable goals that I can actually hit, but it's going to be a little uncomfortable getting there. I think, but also success is my clients and my community and my people around me. I don't ever want to work myself so much that I stop having those things and I stop treating people like people. So that's obviously first and foremost, but I think also the relationships that I've started to build with my clients is a huge success. The fact that I am getting repeat business and referrals from my clients, that makes me feel really good and all warm and fuzzy. The referral partners that I have, I'm keeping in touch with them because they're like, oh, no, I do have someone, like staying top of mind for that they know and trust that I will take care of their clients. And if and when I do send a same business, I know that they'll take care of my clients as I would. So I think success is just really building my network of people that I know and like and trust and want to do business with, and then my transactions and come on, paycheck at the end of the year. Like, let's see that money. Like, let's not lie. Like, I love seeing the amount of money I can make, and that feels good. Feels good to, and then I can continue to pursue investment properties and things that I'm passionate about just by being in this field.
Yeah, I think there's always a good balance of both. Like you said, the client experience, your clients, those relationships you're building, but also, having that competitive spirit and always wanting to work towards new goals. Like that's very important for the industry that we're in, to constantly be looking to do, better the next year or more than, you did the previous month and things like that. So I think that's important to also be focused on.
Yep.
So as you go into the career, what has helped you with work-life balance? Because I'm sure at the beginning it was probably really tough because there wasn't much life, a lot of work. But what have you seen over these last couple months or this last year?
So I also won't lie. My boundaries of like a hard shut off time, like, hey, do not message me after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. That's not there yet. There are some situations where I'm like, okay, no, this can wait until tomorrow that I can respond to or take care of. And my clients have generally been pretty understanding and respectful, but also I don't ever want someone to be panicking and them feel like they can't reach out. So I feel like trying to keep that open line has been helpful to all sides as well. But when I first was starting, I knew that open houses was going to be a big part of my business. And so I was doing like 7 days a week for 3 weeks in a row. And then I was like, I'm so burnt out. Please do not text me or call me. And I was like, okay, this is not sustainable. So I try to work from home on Fridays as much as I possibly can. Sometimes I'll take showings or do open house prep or like door knock and put signs out. But I try to limit Fridays so that if I work Monday through Thursday, Friday is a little bit slower pace, not as much human interaction. And then Saturday open house, maybe Sunday open house, but sometimes having one or the other. If I work Monday through Friday, do an open house, it's either Saturday or Sunday, but no longer both.
Yeah.
Or if I do a Saturday, Sunday, then I take a day during the week to kind of offset. So it's not perfect. It's not a great system, but it's something that's kind of working for me just to keep making sure I can be positive and upbeat and have the energy to be at my best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how have you, because every day in real estate looks different. So like, I love to ask people like, what's your daily routine? Because there is no daily routine. I'm sure you're doing things here and there like every other day. So what are the things that are a part of your daily routine that keep you going? Like, whether it be your workouts or just, like your daily regimen of like, this is the part that I can control of my daily routine. While real estate, I have to be willing to do this or that, every day.
Yeah. So you've always heard like, oh, don't sleep with your phone on your bedside, or right when you wake up, don't look at your phone and emails. I'm not there yet. It is on my bedside, and I do, like when I wake up, I do start looking through emails, see what I've missed, look at texts, see what I've missed. I do check. There's a few like influencers I follow on social media, so I kind of see what they're posting, what's going well, and then I try to reach out to at least 3 clients every single day. So I will send a text, or I'll comment on socials, or I'll follow up an email, or I'll send a personal like handwritten card. So
That's really
I at
good.
least try to do 3 touch points with someone in my sphere every single day to help. Nobody ever was mad about getting a handwritten card in the mail, right? It's like, wait, that's super sweet. That's so thoughtful. So I think that's really important. At least I love to receive handwritten mail. So I always am like, okay, what can I do? So when I wake up, I do check phone, calls, text, emails. I update some of that. I have started making a better point of checking, like I'll go on MLS for 20, 30 minutes and just kind of look through my client searches, what's going on, what they're favoriting, but also what other opportunities do you have around the area that they don't yet know about. Our office is really great with our private collection, where literally all of our KW offices throughout the DFW metroplex are on one spot, and it's private collection. That is really helpful for our clients because it's all off market. Yeah. And so I try to look through that so that I'm first to the punch to see if there's anything that could be a good fit for my clients, and I send it to them right away. That's awesome. Off-market properties will continue to be a big piece, I feel like, for a lot of
Coming
people.
up for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So just trying to stay educated. I'll check my mortgage update apps and see what the rates are currently sitting at and what opportunities clients will have with that. And then from there, I head into the office. I'm an in-person person, so I try to be at the office by like 9:30 every day. And then we'll start working through my daily to-do list. I'm a physical planner. I have to physically write out my to-do list, and it feels real good when I get a highlight and check it off.
Yeah.
So I'm a very physical pen-to-paper person.
Yeah.
And then, I don't have a set amount of calls that I do every single day. I know some people do, and they're like, you have to make 100 calls a week. I don't. I don't have that. But if I have showing set up, I'll call and confirm that they're still available, no offers pending, check in with my clients, and just kind of, I don't have a super set like Monday through Friday, or only on Mondays I do this and only on Thursdays I do this. My open house prep, like I do start prepping it on Wednesday, where you post and start talking about it. Thursday, you start sending out neighborhood flyers and email neighbors and people that might be interested, and reverse prospecting. And then Friday, I do typically door knock and like go and put signs in the yards and stuff like that. Yeah. And then Saturday host. But every day kind of looks a little bit different, but I think that's the benefit of being working for myself.
Yeah.
And then I do have a hard and fast shut off time to like go to the gym at like 4:30 to make sure I go for at least an hour to.
So you're an
check out.
Afternoon workout person.
Not preferred, but my sweet sister and I work out together, so that works out.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I have figured out I'm definitely a morning workout person.
Preferred.
It feels so much better doing it in the morning.
Well, you get the hard part over with. You get the hard part over with at the beginning of your day, so you feel like you've already like accomplished something difficult. I guess that's how I feel about it. By the end of the day, I'm just wishing and praying that I can get off the treadmill, so I can't do it at the end of the day. But yeah, I think that helps. That definitely helps me. The workouts, just getting my mind like ready to have already accomplished something. I think it helps.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Plus, like, I feel like our business is so unpredictable with, like, when you're going to get calls and texts and emails and things, and when a client is going to call in desperation that you have to address right then and there. And so working out in the evening is a little bit riskier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather 6:15, like, wake up, get it done. Nobody really is awake quite yet.
Have you ever gotten a call at during your 4:30 workout, and then you're like, dang,
and I'm one of
gotta
these
leave the
great
gym?
Apple Watch wearers, so it comes in, and I'm like, okay, if they leave a voicemail, I'll listen to it. And then it's like, oh my gosh, they left a voicemail, and they texted, and they're calling again. Okay, I got to pause.
Yeah.
Got to take this. So,
Yeah.
again, boundaries. They're not hard and fast yet.
They'll happen. They'll happen.
Yeah.
For newer agents that are coming into the business, what tips would you give them to be successful?
Be consistent. Show up. Start networking. It is, you can never show up and get enough information. Like, and again, I go back to champions, and I do try to recruit people to our brokerage, and I try to help support as best as I can. But if our brokerage isn't the best fit, by all means, go to another one that you feel is the best fit.
Yeah.
And getting into real estate, I thought it was going to be super gamey, where people were going to be closed off and, like, not contributing, or, hey, this works for me, but I'm not telling you what I do. Like, no. And I really did think that was going to be. And I do think that is common in different areas and different people and different brokerages that you join. But I've been welcomed with nothing but open arms. And, hey, this is my book of business. This is what works well for me. If anything resonates with you, do that. If it doesn't, leave it.
Yeah.
So I preach, like, hey, if you want to be great on social media, be really great on social media, but be consistent. Here's 3 people that I follow that have been helpful for me.
Yeah.
If you want to do open houses, this is a really great agent that I follow for open houses, and this is every step-by-step that they do. And here's all of the templates that I use for open house feedback. Here's my sign-in sheet. Here's my follow-up format. Here's the smart plan I use. So I'm all for, like, sharing tips and tricks. And then, hey, go on MLS and look at how many agents have, listings consistently. I would start talking to them and saying, hey, you have an open house. Can I host for you? Hey, do you need help with showings? Because showings can help be profitable for a little bit too before you're getting steady income. And I also did work a lot of leases to start because, hey, now lease clients are buying.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what stage you're at. I'm happy to help at every stage. And I think that is really important for people to grasp, because if you look at the commission on a lease, everyone's, like, turned off by it. But it's like, well, no, you got a free lease client that you know where they live and what they do for work. And
you
can
know for a fact somebody's going to lease.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's been really great, just saying yes to every opportunity. Sometimes is it not as great as I wanted it to be? Sure, fine. Is it way more energy and effort than I ever thought it would be? Sure, yeah. But I think there's a lot of value to just saying yes to as many things as you possibly can up front.
Yeah.
And then you get to decide what you keep and what works for your business.
Right. Absolutely. So do you have a favorite quote or mantra that you go by?
This
This is one
we've
of
never
our
asked
fun
this
questions.
question.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Or if you can't think of one specific, but, like, maybe just several or that you've used throughout different seasons.
Like what she said about her vacations. If it's slow, let's go.
Right? Yeah. I feel like I feel like I could definitely find a favorite quote, but
Are there any words that you live by?
I don't know. Like, I do like the make it happen. Like, we say that as a family often. Like, doesn't matter, make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I feel.
Something
Dang, you
that
stumped me, Gracie. That was a good one. But no, I feel like I just try to show up and do the best I can, put your best foot forward. There was, it's on my notes, actually. Can I pull up my phone?
Yeah, go for it.
It's literally on my
no phone.
my
No
daily
phones at all.
reminders. We are only as happy as our human connections.
Oh.
So that's on my daily reminders that I, like, have on my phone of, like, okay, who am I doing business with? Who am I surrounding myself with? What does my circle look like? And so I feel like that actually contributes to some of my like daily happiness of
100%.
we're only as happy as our human connections.
Yeah,
So
me and Gracie have kind of talked about that this year, really focusing on working with people that we really enjoy working with. Because when you get straight into this business, you'll do anything. You'll work with the people that suck, that when they call you, you're like, oh my gosh, I do not want to answer this call.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've kind of focused on that this year. It's like, for me, I always tell anybody that I meet with, I'm like, when I die, none of this money is going with me. I want to work with people that I love to talk to. When they call me, I'm not like, I don't want to answer the phone. I want to be with people that I could go on a double date with my wife, like just people that are fun, that are encouraging, that are going to fill my bucket and I'm going to fill their bucket. That's what I mean. That's why I love this business, because one, you get to do generational wealth for clients and be able to show them different strategies on just multiple things, but also like I'm a people person. Like I could talk to a wall if it was going to talk back to me.
Right.
But that's what I really enjoy, is just learning new people, learning different things about people. I really enjoy that aspect. I know Gracie doesn't as much, but
that's not true. I do love it, but it's something that like you were saying, there's been times in my career where I've had to work with people that I don't really enjoy and that don't respect me and that don't care about my business. You know, and at that point in time I was just doing whatever I could to make it. And now I'm kind of at that point of transition of like I want to work with people who we have a mutual respect for each other, that we're both like we want to build up our businesses together. And we want to help each other, and it's not just like a, you know, you do this for me and you know, I don't really care about you. Like that's what I experienced a lot at the beginning. And now it's like, I actually get to work with and, you know, find people that care about my success and I care about theirs. So it's been a lot of fun to have that growth throughout my career. And now I'm at a really good place where I get to work with people I really enjoy working with, and I care about their lives, and I want to know their kids' names, and I want to go to their, you know, kids' baseball games or go on a double date with, like you said. So like that's just something that I really appreciate about our business, because that is unique to our business. Is like it's a relationship business, and we get the opportunity to meet so many amazing people that we can have those connections with for life. So I always tell, you know, my clients, like, and you probably say the same thing, like, I want to be your agent for life. It's not just this transaction, it's not just this insurance policy I'm setting up for you, but like I want to be the person that you can call, that you can trust to take care of you for, you know, your kids, your family, you know, your new boat that you want to get, or like whatever it is. Like
you would pick a boat. You would pick a boat.
I'm a lake girl.
Yes,
but it's just it's a lot of fun.
So if you could go back to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Ooh, that's good. Honestly, I'd probably say keep betting on yourself. I feel like, again, my parents really instilled a lot of confidence and happiness, and just if you want it, go do it. And we're here to support and guide and, you know, bounce questions and ideas off of each other. So I'd probably say just keep betting on yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What has been the most memorable moment of your career so far? Whether it be just like milestones that you've hit, or a specific interaction that you had.
Yeah, or like a closing that was like super
impactful to you.
Yeah. We did. So last week we did just have our awards banquet, and Kay and I did get #1 out of our whole office. And we have like
That's
500
awesome.
plus agents.
That's
so
great.
for 2023, we had
huge
the
accomplishment.
highest number of transaction for a team. So we're super stoked. That
and
was
it's only 3 people.
Yeah,
Three?
yeah, mostly
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
But yeah, her husband does help with our team too.
That's
so
crazy.
Wow.
Y'all are running and gunning.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's fun. So I'd say that has been really fun and
Yeah.
memorable so far. I'm also such a, you know, planner and social bug, and I love all the things. So we also hosted this past fall our fall harvest event for all of our clients. And so we hosted it in Decatur out at Kay's farm and had all of our clients come to us and do family photos, and they got to see all the different farm animals like Highland cows and goats and chickens and horses and mini horses and all the things. So it was so much fun just to have everyone all in one place and to be able to like see our clients interacting and talking to other people. And we had some of the vendors that we work with, and it was just really sweet and a really great turnout. And everyone's already been asking, like, are we going to do that every year? Like, is that something we can expect? Should we do it again? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that was a really fun thing for me.
Yeah. That's a unique thing too, to get the community together. Yeah. I feel like that's fun. That's very fun.
Yeah.
Are there any other things like within the community that you are like involved in, or, you know, different avenues that you kind of like can meet people and things like that?
I mean, I have done like Heather's Old School Village. We volunteer there. That's
what is that?
Up.
People don't know what that is.
Sorry. It is a
AKA me.
AKA you
I don't know what that is.
the people, AKA I. Heather's Old School Village is located in Fort Worth, but it is basically a day, not a shelter. Sorry, that was a bad word. A day place where adults that have disabilities can go. Because most of the time, with mental health facilities, whether it's a physical limitation or mental, whatever capacity it is, My Health, My Resources, MHMR, that is a program here in Fort Worth that I think, and forgive me if I butcher the numbers, but it was something like $7 a day is typically what they will pay to reimburse for any resource help that you need. So if you have like an adult child that has aged out of going to school or like a program, but they still need full-time care and help with feedings or help with whatever it may be, there's not a ton of places that they can go, let alone that $7 or $8 an hour will help offset. So Heather's Old School Village, they can have anywhere from I think like 30 to 35 residents or different clients at a time. That is like a safe, stable place where we went and helped with gardening one time. So we went and planted all these flowers, cleaned out all the flower beds, potted, replanted, and just got to spend time and hang out and have lunch. So they keep a busy schedule so that you can interact and it's not just like, okay, well, here, go sit in front of a TV and chill all day. Like, it's interactive and stimulating. And so it's been really cool. So I really like doing that. We're going to do that again here in a few weeks. I probably used to volunteer a lot more, but I have not. But I try to be social and like go to farmers markets and go to different things when I can. It's about to get a whole lot warmer, which also with Gracie, lake season, season is upon us.
Y'all are gonna have a lot of fun doing that.
Have you been on the boat with us?
I wasn't able to make it that one day that you went.
We'll do it again.
Don't worry, Gracie. Literally, it gets around 2:00. Hey, I'm going to the boat. I'm like, smell you. Have fun.
On a Friday, I'm like, all right, we're out.
So
self-care.
We'll
there you go. Do that in the summers, especially the summers, which are usually a lot busier. It's nice to have those weekend breaks. I frequently like wake up praying and thanking the Lord that we have weekends. Because I'm like, imagine if we just had to never stop. Like the blessing that a 2-day break, which we may be working, yes, but like most of society understands that's a break time for us. So like we have the opportunity to say like, I'm chilling this Saturday. Like that's a huge blessing to me. Because especially when you're working all the time, you're getting burnt out. It's like, that's a huge thing for me. And I
nice
frequently
reset.
Think to myself like, gosh, thank you. There are weekends. So wrapping up, coming to the end of the podcast, one question that we like to talk about is, and you kind of touched on this earlier, like your worth and your identity. So Joel likes to share, his story and his background. Before he got into mortgages, he played baseball, and he put a lot of his worth and his identity in baseball. And that's all he thought about himself was, I'm going to be a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. And when we met, and really as we were dating and things like that, he continued to get injured. And there was just a lot of things that we felt like the Lord was telling him.
We felt like? Or you felt like?
I was feeling it first.
She maybe just found out first. You were
her ears were open.
Yeah.
What was it in the movie White Man Can't Jump? It's you're not listening or you're not hearing. It's one of the two. Well, I was doing the one that wasn't listening at all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I was discerning that I didn't feel like this was the path that he was meant to go down, was baseball, which was really hard for him to hear when I ultimately talked to him about that.
Yeah.
But, in saying that, a lot of times, and especially in this industry, a lot of people put their identity in their job.
Yep.
And that could be any job. It's not just real estate. But basically, where do you find your worth, and how have you been able to say, like, this is my identity? It's not real estate, or is it? And what do you hope for the future you're going to continue down that, like, worth and identity path is going to be?
Yeah, so I actually, one of my goals was in January to write down, like, who I am, because I'm not yet married, I'm not yet a mom, I'm not yet XYZ, and so I want to aspire to being those things, and you absolutely bet they're on my 5-year plan.
Yeah.
But, like, I am, and I actually have it, like, bulleted out, where I am a great daughter, I am a present sister, I am a solid, reliable friend, and I am a real estate agent.
Yeah.
That so, like, those are, like, my first bullet points that I have that I see.
Yeah.
And then, of course, now I've since added little arms to each of them of, like, okay, but what does that mean if I'm a solid friend? Like, am I constantly checking in on my friends and seeing, like, how their marriage and how their babies and how their life is progressing? Or is it I answer the call whenever they call me, or I text back and I follow up and I plan things and I show up? Or being a sister, like, how close are we? Even though we're not living together anymore. Like, that was really important when I moved out. I was like, I love how close we are, and I know everything that's going on in your day-to-day. I don't want to lose that. So how do I continue to be a sister that shows up and knows what's going on in your life? So just trying to be more present. And then as a realtor, like, what does that look like for my clients? What services am I giving? What is my follow-up? What is my communication? What is my support to them? It's not just a transaction. How do I stay involved in their life? Does it mean I get invited to all the birthday parties? I'm going. I'm bringing a present. I'm going. This is great. I literally went to a birthday party last weekend, and it was the second birthday that I went to for the kiddo. And just things like that. Like, that is so much more important for, yes, I'm busy. Yes, there's a lot going on, but those are the things that I want to make time for. So how can I continue to prioritize that?
Yeah.
And be proud of myself. Like, I want to be proud of the person I am when I go to bed. I want to have a clear conscience that, hey, I did the best I could. I have great support system. I'm being a good partner, I'm being a good friend, I'm being a good sister, I'm being a great daughter.
Yeah.
So I think just trying to make sure, and that's been kind of helping me work through some of, like, making sure that I'm not reflecting my self-worth just based on one aspect of my life.
Yeah. Those lists, that list you gave, that is, like, your affirmation list. So I love that, because I also have, like, a list of, like, affirmations that I say to myself, like, every day before I start the day. And I think that's huge for, like you said, recognizing who you are, who you want to be, and continually working towards that. So that's really awesome.
That is.
Yeah.
It's very detailed. I think I
Thank
think
you.
one word I would say about you, detailed.
Type A. Yes, I'm very organized. Hence why I like home organizing. I'm, like, color coordinated. It's all in a row. It's all folded the same way.
Oh,
yes.
my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
That, nothing sounds worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, he would be miserable. I tried it. We actually got the opportunity to help some of our family members, like, sort through some stuff and clean some stuff out. And it was so much fun for me.
Yep.
Because for whatever reason, just love that task of, like, okay, we don't need this anymore. We have this is going here. We're going to, and Joel's just,
I get one room and it's my office, and she still comes in there and says,
Tidy up.
yes.
I
like,
say we need to fix this.
And
This
I'm
looks like
but the
a
thing is,
pigsty.
no, it's not a pigsty. I know where everything is.
It's an
Of course you
organized
do.
I know where
pigsty.
she asked.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's it right there. Like
Mhm.
I know where it is, but it's just not in a specific spot.
Yeah. Systems would be great for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing sounds worse.
It's funny because the rest of our house is very organized. And
Yes.
then his room is just like, meh.
Yep. Everyone has the one drop station or like the one drop room in their
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You're lying if you don't have a drop station or a junk drawer.
and it's my room.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except I drop everything in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just all you. So, anyways, we really enjoyed you being here.
Yeah,
and
this was
getting
really
to,
fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Learn about you, hear about your story, and share that with the audience. So, we'd love to just obviously give you a shout out. Thank you for being here. If you do need a real estate agent, Bre Williams is your girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely reach out to her. We'll, have her contact information. But yeah, we loved getting to hear your story, and just thank you for being willing to share and being willing to be vulnerable about who you are and how you've gotten to this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to give a big shout out to Tap In Studios as well, is where we host our podcast. If you're looking to do a podcast, do it. It's way more fun than you think. Bre can say that.
Yep.
And this
Agreed.
is just her first one of
Yes,
the week.
but
Yeah.
she's got one.
another
Yeah, she's got one coming up. Well, you
Yeah.
better catch her on that too. But other than that, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciated it, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yay.